India is also known as federal country because there are three different levels of government: central, state and local level of government. Central, also known as national level of government, which works in all over the country. Next we have state government. State government are working in that particular state, as like Gujarat state, they're having their particular government. Next, Madhya Pradesh state, they're having their particular government like this. Next, we have local level of government where we can categorize in two different types like rural and urban. In rural, it's working as like panchayati, and the another in urban, it's working like municipal committee and municipal corporation. So each and every levels of government inside this, there are organs of government are working. There are three different organs of government. First, legislature, second, executive, and third, judiciary. Legislature, where the laws are made. Next, executive, which implements the laws, and third, judiciary, which enforces the laws. So, we are going to discuss about the state government, where these three organs of governments are working: legislature, executive, and judiciary. So, we are going to discuss about the legislature and state government. Every state in India has a legislature assembly. Each state is divided into different areas or constituencies. For example, as like Himachal Pradesh is divided into 68 assembly constituencies. If we will take example of Gujarat, it is divided into 182 assembly constituencies. Let's take one example to make it much more clear. For example, in your school, if there is a selection of head boy and head girl, for that you used to cast your vote. You used to select the best leader for your school. That same way, when election are occurring in particular state, so all the constituencies people, they used to select the best leader from their area. Those who is going to listen their words, and in future when there will be any problem, they are going to discuss about it and they are going to solve it out. And that's the reason whenever the election occur in that state, they used to select the best leader from their area. So like this, people elect their representatives from their areas, and that all people used to the part of member of legislative assembly, where they used to make laws according to this for that particular state. So I hope so now it's clear for you all that members of legislative assembly, that MLA, are elected by the people. So that people, those who are staying in that area, they used to cast their votes and they used to select their leaders from that area. So whatever they want, like directly or indirectly, they are the person representing people. I hope so you had noticed that people stand for elections in the name of different parties. So these all MLAs therefore belong to different political parties. Each member of the Legislative Assembly is directly elected to serve 5-year terms for the single member of constituencies. If we will take one example of Himachal Pradesh, when the election occurred there in the year of 2017, on that time, the political parties were as like Bharatiya Janata Party, Indian National Congress, Communist Party, and some another parties were also there. So out of this, the number of MLAs were elected as like from Bharatiya Janata Party, there were 44, from Indian National Congress, there were 21, and Communist Party 1, and the another got the 82. So like this, we can see the maximum number of votes that were with Bharatiya Janata Party. So the majority was with Bharatiya Janata Party. So the main government from that area, from that Himachal Pradesh, that Bharatiya Janata Party they will make. And whatever the leaders were selected from that particular place, from that particular state, they used to choose their main head. That head is appointed by the governor as a chief minister of that particular state. And with the help of governor, chief minister used to appoint the another ministers. The head of the state is the governor, and this governor used to be appointed by the President of India. A state of legislative assembly may be dissolved in a state of emergency by the governor on request of the chief minister. If we will take example of Gujarat, Then, in the year of 2017, when the election occurred there, in that case, from all the 182 constituencies, the maximum number of seats were with BJP, that was 115, and 61 seats were with International Congress, and the rest seats were with seats were with party. It means that more than 50% of the votes were with the seats were with the Bharatiya Janata Party. So that all elected leaders used to select the main person for being the chief minister of that state. So in that case, Gujarat Governor Acharya Dev Bharat appointed Chief Minister Vijay Rupani. With the help of Vijay Rupani, Governor also appointed the rest of the ministers. So the majority team used to make government in that state, and the less majority of that seats, that party used to be in the another side, which known as opposition side. So whenever there is any discussion in that case, is they both used to do discussion, and the final voting in things used to be the finalized. So whenever there will be any there is any problem, so that legislature used to come under this is legislative assembly, and they all used to do discussion, and after all the highest number of highest number of vote used to get under this legislature, so that legislature used to become the main in authority of that state. If after the signing of the governor, it becomes the law. So for any state, opposition is also the same important as like the majority team, because they both used to work together for that betterment of that state. At times, the ruling party may not be a single party, but a group of parties working together. This is also called a coalition. At some places, when a group of party used to work together, so that known as coalition of that government, where that all used to elect their leader, and according to this, the governor appoint that leader as the chief minister for that state. Like this legislature work in each and every state in our country. Thank you. India is also known as federal country because there are three different levels of government: central, state, and local level of government. Central, also known as national level of government, which works in all over the country. Next, we have state government. State government are working in that particular state, as like Gujarat state, they're having their particular government. Next, Madhya Pradesh state, they're having their particular government like this. Next, we have local level of government, where we can categorize in two different types, like rural and urban. In rural, it's working as like panchayati, and the another in urban, it's working like municipal committee and municipal corporation. So each and every levels of government inside this, there are organs of government are working. There are three different organs of government. First, legislature. Second,